edition of the Contractor's Secret Weapon weekly podcast with your hosts, Dave Negri. This program is dedicated to helping contractors, remodelers, painters, roofers, roof cleaners, and business owners in the construction industry gain an unfair advantage over the competition. This program supplies you with information that the competition doesn't even know exists. This session brought to you by ContractorsSecretWeapon.com.
So, hey, this is Dave Negri with Contractor's Secret Weapon, and I just want to thank everyone for being here today. And today I have Anmol Singh, and actually he's the head trader at LiveTraders.net. So before all you guys who are driving and listen to this Contractor's Secret Weapon, the reason I had Anmol on is because he is a business person, and he grew his business probably like you do, with systems and strategies, and I just wanted to bring another view in from another side so that everyone could really, I like to take things out of different boxes to grow my business. That's the best way I can put it. So let me tell you a little bit about TradersLive.com. It's a collaboration of professional traders. And started with a partner, Jared, and they've have a tremendous amount of market knowledge and experience, but also a hunger to help other aspiring traders become great. And at TradersLive.com, they wanted to be different. They wanted to show folks what real trading looks like. So they offer various strategies and techniques that will suit the majority of aspiring traders. And we say they educate on intraday trading, swing trading, core trading, and you even have I think, like you said before, an over-your-shoulder look. So their goal at LiveTraders.com is to build a trading community of traders, for traders, and courses by traders, and most of their clients come through the word of mouth, and which says a lot. And Anmol, I just want to thank you for being with us today and talking to our listeners about your business and the structure of how you grew and the systems that you put in place to get you to where you can do and be what you want to be.
Sure. Thanks for having me.
Sure, absolutely. So you, as we talked a little bit before, you're in the trading business, you're in the real estate industry, you do consulting for marketing. How do you stay sane?
That's a good question. Honestly, I love my work. It's because one of the things is a lot of people, they get burnt out, or they get, I guess they get down on themselves about their work, is because probably you don't love it that much. I love every single thing I do. I'm fascinated by the markets, and every morning I wake up excited. So that's my fascination. That's my passion. And then marketing is something that I think as a child I've always been good at it.
Yeah.
I've been selling. I remember I used to be like 4 or 5, selling stuff right from my house and selling it back to people who visit, like my relatives, family members. So I've always had an knack of marketing, and that's what I studied in college as well. So again, that's another passion that I do. Mm-hmm. And then real estate, I wouldn't call that a business really. Real estate is more investments. You take the cash you make out of the other business, put it in. So for me, I never get burned out. I just love what I do, and I'm happy to share that with you guys.
Absolutely. That's excellent. So in order for you to do what you do, and basically, the trading industry is, I want to say that you need to have education, like most businesses, to get started, but you don't need a heavy amount of cash to do that, do you?
For trading, it really depends on the type of trading that the person intends to do. If he intends to hold stocks for, let's say, more than a day, then you don't require a lot of money.
Right.
You can trade with whatever you have, because it'll all come down to percentages, right? If you lose 2%, that'll be 2% of what you have. If you make 2%, that'll be 2% of what you have. So for longer-term trading, money's not a factor. You can start with whatever you have. Most brokers will open an account with $100 or $500. And, again, that would be enough for you to trade. That won't be enough for you to make a lot of money to make a living, but that will be enough for you to start trading. So there's no limit to that. As far as day trading is concerned, the FINRA and SEC, they have a regulation that you need at least $25,000 if you want to buy and sell the same day. So they have a regulation for that on $25,000. But there's ways around it, such as using a hedge fund as ours, where you can come in, we'll teach you how to trade, and then we'll give you our money to trade. In exchange, obviously, we'll take percentage of whatever you make. But that's another way to get around it. So we fund the traders, so they don't really need the money to trade.
So, what I'm almost stuttering here because I didn't write down stuff, I can cut this out too. One of the things that impressed me about your situation is that in order for you to do what you do, you basically, like every other business, have to create a system from start to know where you want to go today and know exactly where you want to end up. And so that was one of the things that I really want our listeners to really think about is, knowing what you want to do, where you want to go, how you want to get there, and what it looks like afterwards. And your business is no different, is it?
Not really. I think every business requires some sort of system or some sort of automation that handles itself rather than you having to do that task yourself. And that's one of the reasons most business owners and I guess even independent consultants, the main reason businesses are unable to really grow is because they don't have systems in place. The owner of the business ends up doing everything. He's making the sales, he's answering the phones, he's doing every single thing. And if you do that, there's no way you can branch out or grow. You have to have systems in place. Systems for basic stuff, like we don't even realize. Like you might get emails, okay, and you're answering them, and it doesn't feel like that's a big task. I mean, it's answering an email. It's easy. You can do it from your phone. However, if you're running a business, there's 99% chance you're going to get the same question more than once, right?
Right.
From a different person. So why not have systems for that? Automate it. It could be as simple as not even automating. It could be as simple as maintain a Word document for each question, right? Publish that FAQ on your website, people, and just tell them to go there, or just copy paste and send them the response, and that'll save you a lot of time. I mean, people spend on an average, I don't know, about 10 minutes, 15 minutes minimum a day just on their email, and if you multiply that over a series of your lifetime, and that's a lot of time that you could save by just automating a simple task and not writing the email on your own. So that's just one example.
Yeah.
There's several other things you can automate, like social media. You don't have to go to Facebook, post something. You don't have to go to LinkedIn, post something. You don't have to go to Twitter, post something. There's tools that can automate that for you. So whatever you can automate, you should focus on.
So it cuts down your time and makes it easier for you to actually create the income that you want instead of spending your time. Because it's either time or money, isn't it?
Exactly. Time is money.
Yeah. Yeah. You can lose money, but you can't lose time. Or you can't get it back. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, you can get money back,
yep.
But you're never going to get time back.
Never going to get time back. So time is always more valuable than money. So I think that as everyone grows their business, it's really smart to think about purposefully selecting their time to do the things that generate them not just the income they want, but generate them the time that they want. If they want income, or they want time with their family, or they want time for vacation. I think that for anyone to be purposeful is to make them successful. Because I mean, you were telling me about your day. It's compact, but it's tight. So it's not like you're not working an 8-hour day or 10-hour day or 12-hour day, but it's compact. Like I think you said it was like 3 or 4 hours, but it's an intense 3 or 4 hours. So it's like working your whole day to create your income. There's
a difference between being busy and being productive. And unfortunately, 99% of the people are busy.
Right.
They're not productive. They're focusing their time in this, I did 9 to 6 is my job, or I did extra overtime today, and I work 10 hours today, I work 8 hours. Hours are meaningless, right? I really dislike when people mention, I worked 10 hours. Oh, really? Did you? Right? Were those 10 hours used for work? Probably not, right? Mm-hmm. Calculate the time you took, especially people who are working for a company that are at the office. Just keep a track of how much time you spend over the year sitting in the toilet. Like most people do that when they join a job. They just, go there for a little bit, then they go get coffee, then they go downstairs and then upstairs. And if you just calculate those times, or times where you're at your job, you're sitting on your desk and you're looking at Facebook, you're looking at your phone, you're looking at Instagram, and if you use that time, I can guarantee out of those 8 or even 6 or 8 hours that you've been in the office, you've probably put in a good 1 hour of work, maybe 2.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you really just take the time invested in working, and being at the computer, being in office is not work, right? Work is you actually doing something, and if you calculate that time, you will realize you're not as productive as you thought. So there's a difference between productivity and being busy. I'm not busy, but I'm highly productive. I'll get the task done. When I sit down to it, phone's on silent, I'm focusing on that task is done, and that's it. I can now focus on the next task, or I can take a break. And I can do the work that people do in 8 hours, I can do it in 2. So that's, I guess, the competitive advantage.
I know one of the things that's helped me a lot lately, I've been in the office a lot. And so what I've been doing for myself is I set a timer for 30 minutes and I work. And that's all I do is focus on that one task, and then I'll take 10 minutes and I'll go walk around, or, I may check my email, I may not. And then when I go back in the 10 minutes, I go back for another 30 minutes and boom. And I actually get more done by doing it that way.
No, 100%. There's also a technique called the Pomodoro Technique. So that's similar to what you're describing, which is, and the research has shown, the 20 minutes is the attention span of an average human being, right? It's a 20 minutes attention span. Even the most people who are, I guess, geniuses, if you want to call them, the attention span is about 20 to 35 minutes. And that's where your brain is able to focus on that task clearly. And after that, the retention and the productivity level drops out. So that's a perfect way. And I tell people that too. Hey, work 20 minutes, right? Take a break. And I'm not talking about breaks for 15, 20 minutes.
No.
You take a 20-minute break, 20-minute work, 5-minute break. 20-minute work, 5-minute break. And 5 minutes probably too much too. But 5 minutes is good enough time. 25, 25, 25. You do that, you're going to just get tasks done all throughout the day. Something might have taken you like 2-3 days to complete. You could do it in a day if you do 20-minute, 5-minute, 20-minute, 5-minute, rather than doing 3 hours of work and then taking an hour off. I'd rather do 25, 25, maybe lunch break if you give yourself 15 minutes.
Yeah.
But most people take lunch breaks of an hour, so you can't expect to get much done if you are, taking hour lunch breaks, you're taking coffee breaks, you're taking toilet breaks. You calculate that time, the 6 hours or the 8 hours that's supposed to be a work day will be cut in half.
Yeah. What do you think about, and I've thought about this, because we're basically talking about productivity, and I just went through an exercise. I don't know if you've ever done it or told anybody to do it, is to actually sit down and think about your income per minute.
Yeah, I mean, I tell my traders the same thing. It's to chunk it down into really bite-sized goals, and that will make them, achievable and realistic to you. And I think that's really important. And I tell the traders the same thing. Hey, let's say put a goal in mind. What do you want to make from your trading? Okay, and it doesn't need to be super realistic. It can be out of the blue. You can dream a little bit, because that's how you're going to achieve it. But let's say you want to make, $1 million, okay? Or let's say you want to make $100,000 or, $100,000, whatever. So for you to get that, okay, you can either say, oh man, I got to make, $1 million, or how am I going to do that? That's really hard. And that is hard, and that sounds hard. But what if I say, hey, just take a $50 profit 20,000 times. Or take a $200 profit 5,000 times.
Yeah.
Or take a $1,000 profit 1,000 times. Right? Or take a $4,000 profit 250 times. And now it doesn't sound that hard. I mean, it's not unimaginable because we can take I typically in a day, I will trade anywhere from 2 to 5 trades a day.
Okay.
2 to 5 trades a day is typically what I will do in the morning. And If you think about it, you only need 5,000 of those $200 profits to get there. 5,000 times, not that hard. Taking 5 trades a day,
now
200 trading days a year. You divide that out, and then you can chunk it down. Okay, if I take average 5 trades a day, if I take about 200 trading days this is how many trades I'm going to have. So each trade needs to be this much. And you can really chunk it down to bite-sized goals that will give you what you need to make a day or a week to be able to achieve that goal. And chunking it down is really important, right? And, just on, I guess, while we're at this point of tracking stuff, there's another thing. People say, oh, I don't have enough time. I'm way too busy. I'm overworked. I got so much on my plate already. But, they'll watch tons of hours watching TV, right? Yeah. And they won't spend an hour to create their own life, right? And think about it. If you're saying, I don't have enough time, here's the thing. In 1 week, there are 168 hours, okay? 1 week has 168 hours. Let's say you sleep for 56 hours, okay? 56 hours is what you're sleeping in a week, which is pretty good. I've been reasonable with that, right? Yeah. 56 hours divided into 7 days. That's 8 hours a day. You get to sleep. Perfectly fine. 35 hours, let's give yourself for, eating, showering, commuting, whatever. 35 hours I'll give you for that in a week. Pretty, again, reasonable. And 40 hours you're doing your job, which is, again, reasonable. 40 hours you're working or doing whatever you want.
Right.
That leaves us with 37 hours. That's enough time to pursue your dream.
That's enough time to become wealthy.
Exactly.
I've got this thing on my desk, and it says, what am I willing to give up in order to get what I want?
Exactly.
So when you start breaking it down, and you can, listen, if I want to go out for pizza, I go out for pizza. Why can't I say, well, I want to make an extra $100? I can make an extra $100. It goes back down to priorities and stuff.
Exactly.
And so this has really been cool. That's really, really, really been cool about going through the production and the time versus, the production versus busyness. Because I think busyness, kills most of us because we lose. I don't know. I think we might lose focus. And actually, I just the other day came across the website. I'll put it in the notes again. I put it in last week's, where you can put in. It'll send you daily emails. So if you want to put your goals down and you want to know what they are, and see, I have mine emailed to me at 7:00 in the morning every day. Nice. So bingo, it's there. I know. So I've got some affirmations, I've got some goals, and I've got stuff like that. That every day it comes to me, and of course it's there. I know it's for me, so I read it. I don't have to go looking for it. It's really been an awesome thing.
Nice. I think that's a good idea.
Yeah. So I know one of the things that I know that a lot of people. Let's put it. Let me go back just a step or two. I am a big proponent of creating multiple forms of marketing to create tons of business. But I'm also a big proponent of multiple streams of income to create wealth. And whatever that may be. Some guys it could be real estate, some guys it could be other businesses, some guys it could be trading. So this is a viable option for people to take a look at what you do and the strategies that you have. And so tell us a little bit about that and how that we can get a hold of you. And I'll put all that in the show notes at the end of our time. So tell us a little bit about your platform or what you strive to do through your trading.
Sure. So personally, I trade the stock market and the Forex markets for my own self, as well as I have a few investors that I trade their capital for. Now, that's a closed fund, so I'm not taking any more investments.
Right.
That's something that I only do for my relatives, friends, and close people. I'm not looking for a public investment at all. And So I do that for myself and for my family. And then apart from that, what we have with livetraders.com is we are now teaching others to do what we do. Because what happened was we used to just write blog posts, share our ideas on Twitter, and that's where it all started, where people started emailing us or messaging us back, hey, that was a great trade, or that was a good idea, thank you, and I made money on it. And then people started replying, how can I learn? What do you do? What's the strategy here? How can I learn? And I used to take my time making videos for these people, putting it on YouTube, or just replying to their tweet, maybe writing a blog post on their questions. And then that really built our social media.
Right.
And then it got out of hand. And then it got out of hand. Then there were too many emails, too many questions, and there was just no way for us to answer all the emails. So what I did was I got in touch with Jared, who's now my partner at Jared Wesley, and the guy who initially he coached me on how to trade. So I contacted him. I said, hey, I need, let's start a business together, because we already have the people who are wanting to, learn from us and utilize our strategies to create wealth for themselves. And there's no way we can do this, answering emails every day or making videos. So why not make it into a product? We already have the product,
sure,
right, which is our skill. And that's where we started Live Traders, where we are offering courses. We have one-on-one mentorships. The last one was amazing. We held one in New York City, right on Wall Street, right next to the New York Stock Exchange, where I took 7 of the students, and then we just traded live together for a whole week, and taught them all the strategies and things of that nature.
Wow.
So that's what we do. And apart from that, we have services too, where people can get to see us trade live. So it's like a webinar platform. Our screens will be on. You can hear our audio in real time, as well as see our screens, as well as chat with us in real time. And we'll call out stuff. So my audio will be on, video will be on. I'll say, hey, all right, guys, I'm buying Microsoft here. This is what I'm buying. Here's where my target price is. And also, one more important thing is, this is my price. If I'm wrong, I'm going to get out and take my loss.
Right.
Right. That's the most important thing. So that's what we do. We offer those step-by-step guidance. And then we have newsletters for those who don't want to trade every single day. They don't want to be in front of the computer. They just want to invest in the market. They want to be involved. They want to create some extra cash flow on the side. Then they can do the newsletter, where I'll send out trades. I'll send out a video newsletter every week along with the trades that I'm taking in my own account. And if people want, they can, take my advice, do their own research, or they can, some people just follow the newsletter trades.
Right.
So that's another way people can trade on the side. So that's just what we do. And I think in the earlier we mentioned about the hedge fund, where we are actually, once people complete the program, we give them our own capital. So they don't have to put in their money. We give them our capital to trade, and in exchange, we take 20% of the profits. That's basically, in a nutshell, what we do. And if people want to get hold of me, the best way is to go to the website, www.livetraders.com, and they can get our free ebook download there. We have some great blog posts that they can read, and I really recommend reading that before you sign up for any of the material, because first things first, I want to make sure that trading is right for you, because you might realize trading is not even for you.
Right.
So before spending that money, it's always best to read the blog post, read the free ebook, educate yourself, and then if need be, you can call the number on the website, and one of our team members will give you a free consultation to make sure you're the right person for this, or maybe this is not the right thing for you at this point in your life.
Right, but it's something to look at in the event you might be looking for something for the future, or to add to your wealth system.
And I think people need to realize, maybe you just have an interest in the markets, but you don't want to jump into trading yet, or you have a job or you have something else. You can at least start learning and building the foundation now while you're doing what you're doing.
Right.
And then when you're ready, then you can start trading, right?
Yeah.
Because trading, you don't have to trade right away. Maybe you come in, you're reading the blog post, you're reading the ebook, maybe you're watching some of the videos we have on YouTube. Maybe you're giving a call for the 50-minute consultation. Maybe you're purchasing our courses, learning that way. And when you're finally ready, then you can start trading. And that's the biggest mistake people make, is they start trading right away, and then they lose the money, they never learn.
Right. Then they get mad. They get mad
Exactly.
at you. They get mad at you, but it's not you, it's them, because they didn't take. Well, it's like any business, really. There's guys that just go out and buy equipment and go out and do stuff because, they're good at their trade, but they don't know anything about marketing. They don't know anything about, customer relations. They don't know there are things in each business, no matter what it is, that you need to learn the basics of before you do it. And by learning the basics, you actually find out whether you like it or not. Instead of thinking that's really cool, because let's face it, the grass is always greener on the other side till you get there and find out that the guy took the grass with him.
That's a nice way to put it.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's the case. Grass is always greener. Maybe you're listening, you're saying, trading sounds fun. Yeah, it does sound fun. It is fun. But maybe it's not fun for you,
Right.
So you have to make sure it's right for you. And as Dave said, you do need a solid foundation in place before you do anything, because a certain knowledge will only get you this far. Pressing the buy or sell button is not going to make you a trader, right? A trader is who trades for a living as a profession. So there's a lot involved in that, but it's not as involved as people think or make it out to be. Because people who have never traded before, it could seem overwhelming because there's a lot of stuff they don't know. I mean, it's just like when I moved to the U.S. I'm like, oh, now I got to drive on the right-hand side, And now even the steering wheel, now steering's on the left-hand side, so that was weird, because we have the steering's on the right, you drive on the left. And now if the steering's on the left, you got to drive on the right. And, I had to take a lesson or two as well. I could have said, I'm just going to go out on the road, I'm going to see how it goes. No. I'll take a lesson first, and then I'll go.
Wow. Well, this has really been an awesome get-together, awesome talk, especially on, what you do and your systems and just talking about, the difference of being busy and productive. And I think this has really been an awesome get-together. So I really appreciate you spending the time being with me today so that we could share your story and hopefully help some other people move in a direction that they weren't moving in before.
Awesome. It was a good chatting with you. Thanks for having me.
Thanks. And
thanks for joining us for another weekly episode of the Contractor's Secret Weapon podcast with Dave Negri. We would love to hear your comments about this episode, so visit us online at www.contractorsecretweapon.com and let us hear your thoughts. If you are listening via iTunes, please leave us a positive review. The more positive reviews we receive, the more other contractors will benefit from this show. Thank you, and see you next time here on the Contractor's Secret Weapon podcast.